so beneath that, we outright got in serious trouble for being hypercritical of season 1 and 2. But that,
Well,
these
whatever. I
days,
mean, yeah, we could talk about it all day, but I liked season 1. I liked season 2. Sure, it could have been better, but no, I think it was great. I think
What
it
I'll
was a great
say,
story.
what I will say is this: if they had announced a Mandalorian and Grogu movie right after season 2, I
Yeah.
think there would have been a decent amount of hype surrounding it. I think on that first FNT after the Mando season 2 season finale, I said this all feels like Force Awakens to me, because I didn't like Force Awakens. I didn't like
neither.
season 2. But then the way people were acting and the hype that people had, the nostalgia, it felt like it was all going to come crumbling down at some point. I feel like we've kind of seen that a little bit with now the way people feel about it. So the reality is this announcement, I think it's very, it had the effect on the news cycle that they were hoping for, because now every article's about this. But I don't know if it generated a ton of excitement from people the way they were probably hoping, or the way it would have 2 years ago.
No, definitely not.
Ryan,
Not after season 3. Season 3 shat the bed.
Was Luke in character in the season 2 finale of Mando?
Are you asking me this question?
I'm asking you that question.
Here's my problem. I feel like Luke Skywalker, I can get over the bad, CGI dead eyes face. All right?
Oh yeah, of course.
For me, I believe Luke Skywalker, the first thing it would have said is like some acknowledgement of like everyone else there in terms of, are you okay? Like, what's happening here? Why is there an Imperial Moth? What is this entire thing? Like, what's the Empire doing here? Getting to the bottom of some of these things instead of just like, I'm here for the baby and fucking like walking away. Like, to me, that was not like what Luke Skywalker would have done. So I
I took it as
a lot of it was like, we have to keep his dialogue to an absolute minimum because
it's expensive.
Exactly.
I kind of took it as like, okay, he just kind of has everything under control. Like when he walked into Jabba's palace, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care who this guy is. It doesn't matter. He's already defeated the Emperor. If he says it's going to be a big problem, he's going to take care of it. But for right now, his sole focus is to train the child, and that's like all he cares about, because that's where the future of the Jedi are. And without that, he's not going to spend his time trying to like just walk up and stab Moff Gideon.
But do you feel like that takes? But do you feel like that takes away a little bit of like the heart and soul of Luke Skywalker, who is like this truly like caring individual who cares about people's well-being? Like, to me, Luke Skywalker would 100% make sure that they were okay and like ask them like questions and stuff.
For sure.
So that's why that whole thing is
I think
very strange to me.
He's also uniquely poised to be like, wait, this guy, like, is this what's going on with the Empire? Because like he would have big reason among a lot of characters to be like, will not let the Empire rise again. So what the fuck is this? What are these, like, what was the army of robots? Where'd that come from? How'd they make that shit?
I do love this notion that he shows up and fucking kills everyone and then goes, so what's actually happening here?
It's like, well, you just killed our army of babysitters. They were supposed to protect this child.
The real threat's coming through. It's like, no, yeah, I don't know. I kind of took it as like, maybe he can. I mean, the thing with Anakin was that he could literally see into the Force. Like, he could see situations as to why things are happening. So maybe Luke was having the same sort of. The thing with me, dude, is like, I literally will fill in the gaps in my head, because I feel like I know the character so well.
I feel like
that's part of the problem, I think, because the explanations you give are way more intelligent than anything the actual writers of the shows would give.
They've been coasting on that from the whole fandom. They let everybody fill in.
They're like, how are we going to explain this? Star Wars theory will figure it out for us.
Because what you got with things like Luke coming back at season 2 finale is very much in line with Anakin coming back in Ahsoka. It's not as egregious as that, but it's the same mentality behind it of, this is a character that everyone loves, that's really recognizable. Let's bring him back for this finale because it gives it a real impactful moment. Like, how does he get there? How does he know what's going on? Just don't worry too much about that. Like, people get so swept up in the emotion of the moment that it won't really matter.
Yeah. And I know. And it worked. Especially after Last Jedi, It was amazing to see that.
Yeah. And I think that played into it a great deal, yeah.
The best of Star Wars doesn't require theories to like understand and enjoy it. We don't have like, the throne room scene is not explained by theories. It's explained by watching the scene and being enamored with the history that came before it. And it's like, we're so far away from anything close to that it's like outright sad that, I'm not saying it's sad to do it. It's sad that we all have to do it Like we all have to be like, well, maybe this,
Yeah.
maybe this. Maybe when they
sure.
said the incredibly stupid thing, they meant this thing that's less stupid.
Well, that's welcome to my channel is kind of just like I don't want to say fixing Star Wars, but kind of like filling in theory, Star Wars theory. It's the theory of fucking like disjointed plot points that don't really make sense, and me trying to cope, I guess, essentially.